Wishing you a very special good evening from New Braunfels, Texas, from the campus of Canyon High School right here. As we get set for Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl 2018. It's the 2-1 Canyon Cougars taking on the 1-2 New Braunfels Unicorns. And this is what rivalry is all about. We're looking for a battle of a team that's been getting it done on the ground here lately in the Canyon Cougars.
Absolutely. And, you're talking about a close-knit family here at New Braunfels. They've been doing this for quite a while. It's almost like a family feud affair. Talking about this Wurstfest Bowl, but honestly, you've got two teams in a family. Somebody wants to do it one way, the next person wants to do it the next way. That's what we're going to have tonight. One team wants to run the football, and that would be the Canyon Cougars, while the New Braunfels Unicorns, they want to throw the ball all over the field. So we're going to have two different diverse offenses. We're going to have fun watching tonight.
Absolutely. This is where you take the records and the numbers and the statistics and everything, and you kind of put them aside, because right now all that matters is bragging rights for the 2018 Wurstbowl. Thanks for joining us all along the Cougar Network.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed, so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank, the people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years, where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
And back with you live at beautiful Canyon Cougar Stadium here on the campus of Canyon High School in New Braunfels, Texas. Jeff Gandy, along with yours truly, Roland J. Reese. Spectacular flyover, as a matter of fact, to kind of get things started in a rousing fashion of this city rivalry. I'd like to remind you are enjoying the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl right here on the Cougar Network, and we're so glad to have you along for the ride.
Well, today starts the first of district play all over across the fruited land of the state, great state of Texas. So it's an interesting day. You want to get it started off on the right foot, winning your first district game. Up until now, you're kind of getting prepared. It's dress rehearsal till tonight.
Right, and as you were talking about that dress rehearsal, Cougars got to be feeling pretty good going into this first game of district play at 2-1.
They feel the momentum. They're 2-1, and I think they've got the culture and the atmosphere, and the kids have bought in to Coach Coach Lipson's philosophy, and I think that the Cougars are ready to rock and roll here in district play.
Absolutely. Joe Lepsis, his first year here at Canyon High School, has them believing, and they have been playing as such. Here comes the kickoff. And Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl 2018 is underway. Short kick. I think they were trying an onside kick to get the ball game started, as it came up just shy. The ball was fielded there.
It didn't go 10 yards.
That was right. Alex Molovasis came up with the football, but as you were mentioning, I don't believe it went 10 yards. So Unicorn should have the football to start, 1st and 10.
Well, not a bad way to start the football game in Cougar territory on about the 49, or is it right at midfield?
There's a call by the referee. We will see where this one is marked.
They're actually going to kick it over?
Interesting. I didn't
see a flag like there was an offsides or anything, but then you decline it anyway. It's still your ball.
That's right.
There you go.
So there you go. Now he said first down, Unicorns. And as they come to the line of scrimmage,
we haven't ran one play yet. We already have a controversy. I mean, well, what would a rivalry be, a family feud, without that on the first play, right?
Well, here we go as the Cougar defense takes the field.
Right on the 49.
And the Unicorn offense takes the field.
Okay.
Now they're stepping it off. Right around the 45-yard line, the Canyon 45, which is where quarterback Trey Johns, he's a 6 foot, 200-pound senior, sends 3 receivers out to the far side and a single receiver to the near side. That is Ethan Duleman. First and 10. Johns takes the snap, drops back. He's looking, unloads. Intended for Duleman, just in and out of his hands at about the 5-yard line. Back on defense that time for Canyon. That was Payne McKay.
Yeah, that was set up by the formation roll, and there was trips to the far side of the field, and Johns took a look and said, hey, I've got one-on-one Duleman with the cornerback, so he went with a vertical route, kind of a double out on it, and just missed him. That would have been a big play to start the game, though.
Second and 10, line of scrimmage is the Canyon 45-yard line. Once again, trips to the far side. Single receiver, that's Duleman to the near side. As Johns barks out signals, he takes the snap. Dropping back, he's looking to the far side of the field. Unloads another one. This one is incomplete. This time intended for Zach Aleman.
Well, Johns had really 2 receivers wide open down the middle of the field because the safeties had to split. They were in cover 2. And we'll see what this penalty's about, though.
Penalty markers on the field. Interesting that the Unicorns seemingly would go for the home run first 2 plays right out of the bat, right off the bat.
Well, they figured that's their MO. They're going to throw the football around. They run that up-tempo, spread them out. We've got 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. That's a 10 personnel, which we usually use in football terminology, and they want to throw the football around. Now they got called for holding, though, and set them back.
He's going to back it up all the way to their 40-yard line. This time, 2nd and 25 for the Unicorns. Duleman comes flanked out to the near side. Trips to the far side. Again, Trey Johns single back in the backfield. That is Labus. This time feeling some pressure. And the referee saying, yes, indeed, he has dropped. Is carrying that football that time for New Braunfels was Matthew Weiss, who's in the wide receiver position.
You know, Roland, that's kind of a no-win situation. There's no such thing as a 2nd and 25 call, so they're just trying to pick up some yardage. And as I noticed, Driggers came into the game. Now Johns is back in the game. So they're going to be, looks like they're going to be alternating quarterbacks.
This time 2 receivers come out to the near side, 2 to the far side for quarterback Trey Johns on a 3rd, call it 30. Here's Johns taking the snap, rolling right. Unloads it, pass in the vicinity of Ethan Duleman, but nothing doing there as he overthrew his receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th down and punting situation for the Unicorns.
Well, that's just good coverage downfield by the entire secondary and the linebackers getting deep into their zone coverage, and Johns had nowhere really to throw it. Duleman was not open, and so it was just a bad pass, and that's a big defensive series now for the Cougars.
On to punt this thing away, left-footed punter. And the ball will travel out of bounds at about the 20, inside the 25, at about the 23. Just underway here, first quarter, and we're scoreless from Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl 2018. As the Canyon Cougar offense takes to the field, under the field generalship, senior cornerback Xavier Perez. He's a 6 foot, 180-pound senior. 287 yards thus far on the year passing, including a huge 65-yard touchdown earlier in the season to his favorite target, Callan Farr. Line of scrimmage is a 22. It's 1st and 10 for the Canyon Cougars. That is barking out the signal. Hands off. That is Haney squirting through the 25 down to around the 30-yard line. Once again, ground Cougar seems to be going to work as they pick up 7.
Well, no surprise in the formation. 21 personnel, and number 42, Anderson, lines up in fullback, offset, and he just leads box for Haney.
That is a handoff once again. Haney, he's going to have the first down and maybe just a little bit more.
Yeah, first down.
That'll move the chains.
I think if you're Coach Lipsis, you would want nothing more you like better than just to get your offense and just methodically just pound the ball down the field, eat up time on the clock, and score points. And that's basically what they do on offense.
Send a single receiver either side. Here we go again. This is Seth Haney finding the corner at the 40, down around the 45, before he'll be met there and dropped on the far side of the field. And on the stop, that was Marcus Riley, one of the leaders in solo tackles for this New Braunfels Unicorn squad.
Now we got a yellow hanky on the carpet, though. Let's wait and see.
It usually is in the vicinity of holding, and I believe that's what the call is.
It is. That's too bad because that was a good-looking play. Right off tackle behind big number Will McCune, 6'3", 270-pound left tackle. He did a good job just really walling off the defense for Haney to get around for a first down, but unfortunately someone was caught holding and comes back. Now it's first down and 12.
Nate Culbert, the 5'10", 180-pound senior running back, now checks into the ball game. He'll be in the backfield. Single receivers either side. Shotgun formation once again for Xavier Perez on this first, and call it about 12. Here's a give to Culbert, and why not? Straight ahead across the 35, banging his way down to around the 36-yard line before Marcus Riley and a host of Unicorns come over to make the stop.
Another good-looking play. It took a lot of Unicorns to get Haney down on that play, though, or excuse me, Culbert. Because again, Roland, they're doing nothing fancy. They just block down, and kick out. And there's usually a little bit of a hole there for the running backs to run through, and they're doing a good job thus far.
Well, Cougars get some of that yardage back as it's a 2nd and 9 now. Line of scrimmage is their own 35-yard line. Here's Bettis. He's passing the football, and he's got a man out around the 40 before he's met there and drug back. That is Jacob Garcia, the 6', 160-pound junior wide receiver.
What's interesting, Perez just took a look up there, and they're one-on-one with the receiver, the defender. He said, "This is a quick 5-yard out. This is a complete, an easy play." So it's a good call because as we sit there and watch them run football down after down between the tackles, the safeties start cheating up and makes it one-on-one with the corners.
Gain of 4, bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Canyon Cougars. Bettis takes the snap this time. He rolls to the far side, unloads, has a man across the 45 down to around the 47-yard line. That'll move the chains and give the Cougars a big first down.
Well, Perez just rolled off to his left, throwing back across his body. Now this is a hurry up.
Once again, that was Garcia with the reception. It's 1st and 10. Here's the give straight ahead. It's Haney banging out across the 50 down to near the 45-yard line. Or correction, that is Nate Culbert with the carry. He'll be met there and drugged down. Matthew Littlejohn from his linebacker position making the stop.
They're wasting no time. They're lining up and running the play.
2nd and 4. This time Culbert once again busts over the 40-yard line to the 39, the Unicorn 39. That'll move the chains and give the Cougars another first down.
The Cougars are just wearing down that defensive line right now. They're coming after him, and it's Culbert after Culbert. Left, Culbert right, and they just can't seem to stop it right now.
Spotting it on the 38, 1st and 10 for Canyon. Here's Bettis taking the snap, handing off once again Culbert. This time he's met, he's going to be thrown for about a 1-yard loss that time. He's getting up off the bottom of that pile, linebacker Matthew Littlejohn, the 6'4", 205-pound junior linebacker.
Yeah, that time also Farley Bevel, the outside linebacker, blitzed the B gap and was able to get Culbert in the backfield.
I'll tell you what, Bevel, a lot of great press on him. As a matter of fact, he leads this Unicorn squad in solo tackles thus far this season. Second and 10, no gain on the play. Xavier Pettis fakes the handoff, keeps it himself up the middle. Nice hole for Pettis across the 30. Down inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Chris Thomas driving him out of bounds, but that'll bring up a big first down for the Cougars.
Want to get right up to the ball. Now that they got the momentum going, first down, they want to line up and run the football again.
Here's Pettis. Here's the give. This is Culbert right up the middle. Culbert finds a hole inside the 10. He'll be stopped at about the 6-yard line. Caden Walker coming over and making the stop for the Unicorns, and more laundry on the field.
Well, we got a little extracurricular activity this time between two of the players, and it looks like, as always, Roland, the guy who swings the second punch gets called. That's what happened.
That's the one. That was always the second guy getting called.
Unfortunately, that's what the referee saw, and he threw the flag. This is probably going to go against the Unicorns.
Comes the call. That is the call. It's against New Braunfels. Are they calling offsetting penalties?
They did.
It is offsetting penalties. That's the case. I guess got to keep things in order.
You know what, Roland, going back to that last play, though, we talk about Haney and Culbert and their running abilities. How about Perez? He's a nifty little runner, too, and he's the quarterback, and he doesn't have to hand the ball off every time. He's a nifty runner.
I tell you, he really is. We've seen him grow so much last season here as he really learned to take the reins of being the quarterback of this squad and do a great job. 2nd and 2 for the Cougars. Here's Xavier Pettis calling out the signals. The handoff straight ahead. This is Culbert, but he bounced off of one of the tacklers, that being Hayden Kisserling, who made the initial hit.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know how he got back there, but also Cody Coronado, the defensive end, he's a sophomore playing a big game like this. He made a nice play on Culbert, too.
Well, that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Cougars. Here's the snap. Here's Pettis. Here's the give. Culbert tries to leap for that first down marker.
It's close. That time the Cougar offensive line didn't quite get the push that they've been getting in previous plays, so this is going to be really close. There's good penetration by the defensive line of the Unicorns, so this is a big play here. If they pick up the first down, it's momentum grabber. If it's 4th down and 1, it's a decision time now for Coach.
Well, James Betta is checking into the game for Canyon. We'll see. Here's the measurement as the chain gang's out on the field right now. 5:49 left to go first quarter.
He's short.
You're right. It is decision time for head coach Joe Lepsis.
I tell you what, though, when you have you average 252 pounds across the interior line, and you've been moving the football, I think I could pick up 1 yard.
And the Cougars are down there on the field trying to get this crowd into the ball game, and they're doing a great job. It's 4th and 1. Coach Lepsis rolls the dice early. Xavier Pettis calling for the football. Hands off. Here's Culbert straight up the middle. No doubt about it. He crosses the 5 and down to about the 4-yard line before he's met Caden Walker in on the stop for the Unicorns.
I'll tell you what, there was a good hit, and it looked like the ball came out when Culbert hit the ground, but it was close because the Unicorns did recover the fumble, but it looked like the ground caused it.
So it's 1st and goal right now for the Canyon Cougars. Line of scrimmage is the 3-yard line. Pettis takes the snap, handoff to Culbert, straight up the middle. He's going to bang down to about the 1-yard line before he's met there by a host of Unicorns, and I believe they said he had the momentum to take him into the end zone. Touchdown, Canyon.
Well, that's just how you want to draw it up. You take your first possession, your first drive, and march it down the field and put 7 points on the board, and it's just the way they like to do it. Run right, run left, and round it out. A couple passes here and there, and put it in the end zone.
Absolutely.
Extra point is good.
So with 5:13 left to go in the first quarter, our score now, Canyon 7, New Braunfels nothing. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This is Canyon Cougar football right here on the Cougar Network.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the delivered fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
This ain't no game. Did you miss me, family?
You were gone?
I love you!
Gallagher's have always attracted crazy, sir.
Jerry, you all right?
You are not a real person. You are a man in a box. I'm done with all of it.
I need to do something!
Baby, please get out of here.
I have to end this.
Right uppercut, and it's over!
Back with you now from Canyon High School, Canyon Cougar Stadium. 5:13 left to go here in the first quarter, and the Cougars draw first blood.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much how Coach Lipsis just wanted to draw it up there, Roland. You know, this is what they do. They're going to run the football, take time off the clock, and punish the defense. Now, give a little bit of credit to Unicorn defense. They did rise up and slow them down dramatically. In fact, almost got that fourth down conversion where they didn't make the first down, but it didn't work, and the Cougars end up in the end zone. You know what? Let me give you one first quarter score here that pertains to the district 26-6A, and that is Judson's up on Steele 7-0 in the first quarter.
That's an interesting contest this evening. Keep an eye on that.
Will do.
Right now, Cougars get set to kick off this one on the ground. It's being handled at the 20. Across the 25, trying to make it to the 30, trying to find some running room, but nothing doing there. As Zach Aleman on the kickoff return. Get this down. I believe they're going to spot it at the 32-yard line, and that's where the Unicorn offense will go to work.
Yep. Well, let's see if the Unicorns can respond right now, and they definitely had the firepower and the quarterback to do it, so we'll see what happens here. This is an important series, though. How you respond back to adversity.
Two receivers either side. Quarterback Trey Johns in the ball game. He unloads, has a man at the 32. Across the 40, the 45 goes Ethan Dulaman, one of John's favorite targets. And that'll move the chains and give the Unicorns a first down.
Here we go. We're going to spread them out. We're going to up-tempo a little bit, little RPO action. And Johns just took a look at Dulaman on the outside. Cover man was giving him 10 yards cushion, so he gave him a quick pass.
First and 10 Unicorns from their own 46-yard line. Now man in motion. Here's the correction. This is Johns on the keeper. May get a yard before he's wrapped up there. There defensively for Canyon, coming over to make the stop. The big nose tackle, Caden Holt, 6'1", 220-pound sophomore.
Yeah, that time Johns probably should have handed it off, but he was reading the linebacker, and the linebacker was going with the man in motion, so he thought he'd keep it. But Johns just doesn't have the speed, and so basically he made nothing on that play.
Well, they're going to give him 1, 2nd and 9. Two receivers either side for Johns. Looking right side. Unloads, has a man all by himself at the 25, the 20. Cutting inside to the 10. Goes that Unicorn wide receiver. See if we can get a number on the young man.
That's Dulaban.
That is Dulaban. Of course, he found him all by himself. Touchdown saving tackle made, but not before the Unicorns pick up a big 1st and goal.
Well, you had the safety, and the corner let Dulaban go on the outside, and the safety was reading quarterback and didn't realize that Dulaban did a vertical route and was wide open.
So it's 1st and goal Unicorns. Here's Johns looking end zone, has a man. I believe just in and out of his hands. Good defensive coverage that time by the Cougar secondary. Bring up a 2nd and goal for the Unicorns.
You know, when you're a passing offense like the New Braunfels Unicorns offense is, when you get in a red zone, particularly down inside the 10, it makes it very difficult to throw the ball because you have less real estate to try to force the ball into. So this is where being able to run the football comes in handy.
2nd and goal, line of scrimmage, the 8. Johns looking end zone once again. This time he has a man, and it'll be a New Braunfels Unicorn touchdown.
Well, just like that, the Unicorns strike back, and with that kind of offense, they can do it in just, 6 plays, 7 plays, and they're in the end zone again.
So just that quick, Unicorns on the scoreboard. And the extra point is good. 3:33 left to go in the first quarter. Our score, Canyon 7, New Braunfels 7. We'll be back with more of the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl right here on the Cougar Network.
Where Zaxby's is from, everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And now you'll like it even more because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Ashley Home Store is proud to sponsor Canyon Cougars. Go Cougs!
3:33 left to go, first quarter, and we're all tied up. The Canyon Cougars get on the scoreboard. The New Braunfels Unicorns have an answer in the air.
You run that spread style of offense, I mean, you can strike in a minute, Roland. And I tell you what, Johns has got a couple good wide receivers, one of them being Dulabon, who scored that last touchdown, but also Bryson Dyer and Lucas Darrow. So he's got 3 good targets to throw at. This is going to be a heck of a game here tonight. One's going to want to run the football, one wants to throw the football. So we'll see what comes out.
Nate Culbert back for Canyon Cougars. Back along with Jacob Garcia. Waiting the New Braunfels kickoff. This comes from the right foot
pooch kick.
Chase Mercer. It's handled upfield by Canyon, who I believe are going to have the football to start 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, their own 25-yard line.
Both teams are pretty content to not kick it deep, but to pooch kick it and try to pin the opponent around the 20-25-yard line. This time, the New Braunfels Unicorn kickoff team executed that perfectly. Looks like Culbert is back in at tailback.
Well, we will see if the Cougars have an answer on this 1st and 10. 26-yard line is their line of scrimmage. Bettis takes the snap. He hands off to a man coming near side. And I believe the play is blown dead, as that was Callan Farr who took the handoff. See what the call is. It's against the Cougars.
It's delay game. That's odd. Delay game pushes you back 5 more yards, and maybe that's pretty good because that play didn't develop very well. He was going to be tackled in the backfield.
Yeah, that's going to back it up now to the 21-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 15 for Canyon, as they send Callan Farr to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. Xavier Bettis. This time looking near side, he has a man. That is Jacob Garcia. Makes the catch at about the 20 before he's driven back there. Back defensively, that was Marcus Wright. That was Chris Thomas for New Braunfels.
Yeah, that was actually a very good tackle by Thomas. It was one-on-one with the receiver, and if he doesn't make that tackle, the receiver gets a lot of yards out of that play.
Well, give him a gain of 1 that time. It'll be 2nd and 14 now. Line of scrimmage is the 22-yard line. Single receiver either side for quarterback Xavier Bettis. This time the handoff, believe that is Culbert with the carry. Before he's wrapped up there for not much of a gain. Once again, coming over, that was George Marsh making a stop along with Jonathan Smullen.
Yeah. Also the safety, Kagan Walker. And you know what I'm noticing is that the Unicorn safeties are really uptight. And so they're going to be really active in making tackles here tonight.
Well, they're going to say this is a 3rd and 15. Here's the snap. Here's Pettis looking to pass. He's in trouble, gets out of trouble, tries to keep it. But he's going to be thrown back inside his 25-yard line. As coming over to make the stop that time for New Braunfels.
It looks like it was Marsh, wasn't it? Marsh and then Littlejohn. The way I'm seeing.
It was Marsh and Littlejohn in on the stop that time as the clock continues to tick with under 2 minutes left. Brings up a 4th and 12, definitely a punting situation for the Canyon Cougars.
Yeah. Unicorns can get some pretty good field position. They can do something on this punt return.
And I believe there's a timeout right now taken on the field. So I tell you, with that one, we'll take this one. 1:32 left to go in the first quarter, and we're all knotted at 7 here in the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. You're enjoying football here on the Cougar Network.
They say it's cooked to perfection when he decides it is. They say the word flavor was named after him. They say you can beat Bobby Flay. What do they know? Beat Bobby Flay, Thursday night at 10 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC, Channel 563.
Sunday, September 23rd. Don't miss the 911 two-night premiere event.
Must be hard being a first responder.
And if you missed a heart-pounding second of 911 Season 1,
We have to get her to the hospital.
watch it anytime on demand at Fox Now.
The only way to survive the job is to find a way to cope with the ones who lose. But when you actually save someone, there is no better feeling in the world.
I am gonna get you out of here, I swear on my life.
911, the two-night premiere event starts Sunday, September 23rd on Fox.
At Frost, we have the top-rated app in the banking category. Yet it's the half star that's missing that has our attention. So we're always pushing, tweaking, and updating. Because even a little half star will keep us up at night.
Back with you live on this 4th and 12 for the Canyon Cougars. Line of scrimmage is their own 24-yard line. As awaiting back,
good punt.
Lucas Doro handles this at the 35, now the 40. Big tackle that time on special teams for the Cougars. Coming over to make the stop for Canyon, that was number 42, I believe.
Yes, Logan Anderson.
Logan Anderson, absolutely. The big fullbacks in the game quite a bit.
Hey, it's a lot of fun when you're the fullback. You never get to go tackle anybody, but on punt team, make a big hit like that, maybe you have to put him at linebacker.
That's it.
Huh? That was a good hit.
And you know, you mentioning linebacker, I know one Owen Worley who plays linebacker on the Cougar squad. Did see a lot of time at running back last year for the Cougars. 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is the 42-yard line. Johns fakes the handoff, goes far side, has a man. That's his wide receiver,
Dulaban.
Ethan Dulaban, making the catch.
Well, just by the formation rolling, they got they're double doubles, so they call them double splits, and they just spread you from sideline to sideline, and it opens up avenues to run the football or to throw the football, and it's very tough to cover all that.
Gain of 7 on that play before Dylan Watanabe from his linebacker position made the stop. Here's Johns once again, the snap. He goes far side, has a man once again. His receiver that time, Craig Johnson. 6 foot, 160-pound junior wide receiver. That's enough to move the chains for the Unicorns and give him a first down.
Well, I was looking down here at Dulaban. He did not have anybody covering him. That was 6 points waiting to happen if John was able to see that.
Line of scrimmage is the Canyon 42 for quarterback Trey Johns, taking the snap. He's trying to buy some time. This time unloads in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And that was, we'll check that young man's number.
That's 87, Miles Miller.
Ah.
He's the tight end I was talking about. And here Miles Miller is 6'6", 200 pounds. He's just a junior, dragging from the opposite side of the field all the way across the field. He was wide open. Johns threw a bullet, and Miller just wasn't able to corral it.
Took his eyes on
it kind of did.
Just before. Yeah. 2nd and 10. Here's Johns, this time to the other side of the field, and the same thing happens as Zach Aleman lets that one get through his hands. And that'll bring up a 3rd down for New Braunfels.
Well, for the Cougars, if they're able to come up with a big 3rd down here and forces the Unicorns maybe to punt the football, because right now they're in no man's land here on the 41-yard line, that should be a big defensive stand for the Cougars.
Here we go. Trips to the near side, single receiver far side. Johns, play action, trying to buy some time, looking downfield. He's going to be hit, and he just unloads it. Man, what pressure coming that time in the person of Owen Worley, the young man we've been talking about from his linebacker position.
Yeah, Johns was scrambling around. He had plenty of time to try to find an open receiver, but you got to give credit to the secondary of the Cougars, who didn't have anybody open really. So that was almost like, it wasn't a sack, but Johns had to throw it away. Good job by the defense.
Punting situation now for New Braunfels. Waiting back, that is Garza, who's letting this one just take a bounce into the end zone. Be a touchback, and the Cougars will have the football. 1st and 10. So about 5 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We're all knotted up at 7. Xavier Bettis brings the offense to the line on this 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is our own 20-yard line. Bettis takes the snap. The keeper right across the 25 to around the 26-yard line goes quarterback Xavier Bettis.
Nice run. Absolutely. Breaking a couple tackles and showing his leg strength. Picking up about 6-7 yards in that run. Good job.
People there on the stop. That'll end the first quarter with our score. The Canyon Cougars 7, the New Braunfels Unicorn 7. We'll be back with second quarter action of the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl coming up here in just a minute. You are listening and enjoying Canyon High School football right here on the Cougar Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Join us on the Hill Country Mile in Bernie's historic downtown for an old-fashioned holiday kickoff with all the trimmings at the 19th Annual Dickens on Main celebration, Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd and 24th. Bring friends and family to welcome the Christmas season with live music, theatrical performances, carriage rides, Santa visits, and more along snowy Main Street. Admission is free, and the memories last a lifetime. Visit dickensonmain.com for all the details.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the Delivered Fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Just about set to start the second quarter here at Cougar Stadium, the campus of Canyon High School, beautiful New Braunfels, Texas, on a fine Friday night for football.
Hey, Roland, we do have an update from the Smithson Valley game. We have Clemens up 6-0 on Clemens in the second quarter. 2 field goals. No touchdowns, just 2 field goals.
Calling this 2nd and 3 line of scrimmage, correct? Yeah, 2nd and 3 line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line, that being the Canyon 27-yard line as we get set to start the second quarter.
And Roland, if I'm looking at the flags correctly, it looks like there's a little bit of wind now. It's picked up, moving right to left, kind of east to west, and so it would be in favor of the Cougars this quarter.
Got to take advantage of it. You are on the Canyon Cougars sideline. We're just about set to get things started. Along with Jeff Gandy, my name is Roland J. Reese. We welcome you here to the Cougar Network in the broadcast of the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. Here's Pettis calling out signals on a 2nd and 3. He hands off straight ahead. Oh, first down and more. Goes the Cougar running back, and I believe that is Haney that time with a carry.
That's Haney in it, yeah. Double tight end look this time. That's the first time they came out in that formation, and it's just a straight stretch handoff to the C gap. Haney had a little bit of gap to pick up first down.
It's first down. The give once again across the 35 to down near the 37-yard line. Goes the running back. I'm not so sure that's not Culbert. I believe it is. I believe it's 26. I think we got that 6 mixed up with the 0. Before he's met there, Smullen in on the stop that time for New Braunfels, but a gain of 3. Be 2nd and 7 for the Cougars. Line of scrimmage is the 36-yard line.
Well, that offensive line just looks big out there, and they do a good job of just man-on-man blocking.
We'll take a look at that here in just a second there, Jeff. Here's a handoff once again, Culbert. He's had himself about a first half thus far already. He squirts ahead for a couple of tough yards before he's met there and dropped. Aiden Alanis in on the stop that time for New Braunfels.
You know, it looks like to me that the defensive tackles are pinching in. That would be Coronado and 92 Smullen. And they're trying to force the dive play by either Culbert or Haney to go outside where the linebackers are. And they've been successful on a few plays, and some plays it hasn't been successful, but it looks like that's what they're wanting to do on defense.
It's 3rd and 6 right now for the Canyon Cougars. Xavier Pettis once again under correction. The shotgun. Handoff straight ahead. Nate Culbert as he bangs out to about the 40-yard line before he'll be met there and stopped well shy of a first down that time. He's in on the stop.
That's Bevel.
That was Farley Bevel. 5'11", 190-pound senior linebacker and tough. Mighty tough.
Mighty tough indeed. He doesn't mind putting his nose in there, coming up and filling that gap. He did that time and forces a 4th and 3. This is big. That's a big stand for the Unicorns.
And there will be a timeout taken on the field by New Braunfels, as you were mentioning, a big stand, absolutely. 10:09 left to go here before halftime, and we're tied at 7. 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl.
Oh, look at that! It's starting to feel like a mega pick.
I'm loving this place already. You're digging, you're going through the layers. This is American history, and it's for sale. I'll take it.
Watch History Channel, GVTC, Channel 557.
We've got spirit? Yeah, we do. Fill up your tank and support the Cougars, too. When you get gas, look for the Cougar Spirit Pump because Pit Stop and Fishers are donating a percentage of sales from that pump to the Canyon Athletic Booster Club to support our student athletes. Get gas here and fill up the Booster Club's bank. Here's where you can find your Spirit Pumps. When you see it, pull up and fill up, Cougars.
Back with you, Cougar Stadium on this 4th and 3. Lucas Doro waits back at his own 25-yard line. He's awaiting the Cougar punt. This one high, nice punt, driving Doro back to his 15-yard line. Here's the 20 across the 30.
No.
And he's got a hole across the 40. Huge stop there on special teams. Letting the rest of the special teams catch up to make the stop on Lucas Doro.
That's a huge return right there. Putting your offense in a predictable situation, the field position-wise. You know, in a game like today, like tonight, I should say, with these two teams, they do things differently, but they're very high potent to be able to put points on the board. It may take a special team play here or there that's going to make the difference.
First and 10, line of scrimmage is the 45-yard line. Here's Johns coming near side, has a man across midfield, the 45-yard line. This is wide receiver Bryson Dyer, 6'1", 175-pound junior. Before the stop is made there, Mason Kuntz in on the stop that time for Canyon. That'll move the chains and should give New Braunfels another first down. Line of scrimmage will be the Canyon 40.
Johns will take that matchup all day long with Dyer out there on the edge. He'll take that all night long.
We've got a new quarterback in the game, by the way, as he takes the snap across the 40, the 35, down to near the 30-yard line. Goes the young man you were talking about us seeing, Peyton Driggers. He is a 170-pound sophomore quarterback.
But he's got quick feet. Pretty good arm, too. Pretty quick release on his arm, but he's a good scrambler, and they put him in for that one play, Roland. Pick up about 8 yards, now they put Johns back in.
Trips to the near side, single receiver far side. Johns calling for the football. Drops back, he's looking, buying time, unloads for the far side of the field. Has a man, what a catch, touchdown New Braunfels.
Is that Doulaban?
Huge catch, and yes, indeed, that is Ethan Doulaban hauling that in. John's favorite target. And just like that, 9:11 left to go before halftime. There's a new score on the scoreboard.
Yep.
And penalty markers.
He's picking up the football or something like that.
We'll check that. You know, thus far, Jeff, one thing I've been noticing is those New Braunfels receivers have been able to get free from the secondary or from the defensive secondary, that is, for Canyon.
Every time Johns looks up and sees Doulaban one-on-one with a corner, that time it was with Payne McKay, he's going to throw it to him. And that was just a simple vertical route when you're one-on-one and let Doulaban do the rest, fight for the ball, catch it, touchdown.
Extra point is good. We've got 9:11 to go. Correction, extra point is no good. Extra point is no good. And with 9:11 left to go before halftime, our new score, New Braunfels 13, the Canyon Cougars 7. We'll be back with more of the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl in just a moment. This is Canyon Cougar football on the Cougar Network.
Nissan of New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. Nissan of New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
All your plants will look even prettier in my best-selling planters. Such a great layering piece for fall. I recommend my Cabernet. It's delightful with chocolate. I like to group a few of my flameless candles together. To make your life more beautiful, shop my collection on QVC.com and get $5 off your first purchase with promo code 5FOR-YOU. Find what you love what you find.
9:11 left to go before halftime. The New Braunfels Unicorns have struck with a pass from Trey Johns to Ethan Doulaban, the corner of the end zone.
Well, that's how dangerous that offense is. That's how dangerous John's arm is, and that's how dangerous Doulaban is. That's the lethal combination you see there for the New Braunfels high Unicorn offense, and they can strike at any time.
Well, Cuthbert guards that back to fieldy kickoff. This one handled by Culbert coming to the near side of the field. Nice return across the 35 to down around the 38-yard line. And that's where the Canyon offense will go to work, first and 10.
Well, again, just see how the offense is going to rise up and respond to that touchdown now by the Unicorns. I don't think that Coach Lipsis is going to get too far away from his game plan, but they definitely need to get some points on the board here on this drive.
So they break huddle. They send a single receiver either side for quarterback Xavier Perez. Here's the snap. Here's the give. This is Cuthbert straight up the middle, across the 40, down to around the 42-yard line. Culbert picks up a couple of tough yards before he's met there and dropped. Chris Thomas sit on the stop that time for the Unicorns.
I tell you what, that time, it was good for 2 yards, but there was a defensive tackle, Knuckles, 6'6", 205, made him in the backfield. That really disrupted that play. Otherwise, it would have gone for more than 2 yards.
Bettis takes the snap. Here's the give once again. Culbert, no, it is Bettis on the keeper. Great job that time, even fooled the announcer as he crossed the 45-yard line down to around the 46. That'll bring up a third, and I'll call it about 4 this time, or 3rd and 3 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Paris is just another running back, Roland. When you think about him, even though he's taking the snap from the center, he's another running back.
This time to give Culbert up the middle. Ooh. His forward momentum might have gotten him close, but he was met there and drugged back. Matthew Littlejohn getting up off the bottom of that pile for the New Braunfels Unicorns.
We've got another big 4th down call here.
And we'll see what this call is all about. Officials timeout right now on the field. Just a little under 8 minutes.
They changed the spot of the football.
Therein lies the situation. Jalen Vasquez on the punt this way. Lucas Doro awaits the Canyon punt. They get it off. Right now, penalty markers on the field.
It's an illegal substitution. Yeah.
That is a call, and that'll back it up.
Well, it looks like the Cougars have been their own worst enemy. They've been able to move the football,
right?
But for some reason or not, penalties or delay a game now, substitution keeps pushing them back.
Here's the punt handled at about the 25-yard line. Crossing the 30. That is Lucas Doro. Alcorta with the stop that time for the Canyon Cougars. And the Unicorns will have the football once again. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is their own 32-yard line.
Sure looked like there was a block in the back there by the receiving team. I know the fans here on this side of the aisle sure thought so. It was close. You get the sense that these two teams, they are like family. They grow up, they knew each other maybe from elementary school. They've known each other, the families. But tonight, it's a brawl. It's a family feud. It's like Thanksgiving. You choose sides in your family, and you know what? You go after each other.
And that's it.
That's kind
what
of
it is.
Yeah.
Trips out to the far side. Single receiver Ethan Dulaban in on the near side. This time pass to the right side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Bryson Dyer who let that one slip through his hands. Coverage that time by Reagan Hopper. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10, 32-yard line of the Unicorns is their line of scrimmage.
Well, this would be huge for the Cougar defense and squad. It's the Cougar squad itself. If they can get 3 and out and get the ball back in their hands with 7:19 left in the second quarter, this would be huge.
Dulaban once again comes flanked to the near side, trips to the far side. Here's Johns. He's looking far side. He has a man across the 40. Now the 45-yard line as he tries to cut back upfield. Gets across midfield. That's Matthew Race, the 5'11", 165-pound sophomore wide receiver. Picking up good real estate that time for the Unicorns and moving the chains for another New Braunfels first down.
Trips formation over there, and they got great downfield blocking that time by the receivers, and it really made Race have a nice opportunity for him to pick up that first down.
That time Trips come to the near side. Here's the old end around this time. Coming to Dyer on the far side across the 40. Dyer across the 30. He'll be tripped up right around the 25-yard line. But the Unicorns are moving the football.
Well, you have to admire Johns because as a quarterback, he tossed it back on the reverse, but then he went downfield and laid a nice block, cutting down the secondary man. I couldn't tell who it was, but it was a nice block that really sprung him free there along the sideline.
2 receivers either side. Lone back in the backfield, that is Matthew Race for Johns on a first down. Here's a pass complete. This is Dulabon hauling it in around the 23-yard line. Stop made on the play that time by Reagan Hopper, among others. Also coming over Owen Worley after a quick pickup.
Velasquez too. Yeah, that was good defensive pursuit that time on that quick pass. Good job by the Cougar defense.
They're going to give him a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 as Dulabon comes flanked to the near side, trips to the far side. Race in the backfield with quarterback Johns. That time flipped out, intended for Bryson Dyer. Nothing doing there. So I don't know if that was just off target or if Dyer took his eyes off the football.
No, I think that was probably on Johns right there. He threw it behind him, and Dyer tried to turn around and pick it up with one hand, or try to catch it with one hand, but just couldn't do it. You have to lead them just a little bit because otherwise it's not a forward pass, it's a lateral, and it's a live ball.
Miles Miller, among others, coming flanked out to the near side. 2 to the far side of the field for Trey Johns on this 3rd and 8. Johns dropping back. Johns looking to air it out. Goes to the end zone. Penalty markers on the field. I think they're going to get the defender for pass interference, although Dulabon hauled this in, and it's touchdown New Braunfels.
Well, again, one-on-one that time with Jacob Vest on the outside, and Dulabon just goes up for the ball and wrestles for it in midair and comes down with it, and he was interfered with, and Johns just sees it. He sees that one-on-one match, and he's going to go to Dulabon every time.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Penalty decline. And with 5:42 left to go before halftime, New Braunfels once again on the scoreboard. Extra point this time is good. And as we mentioned, 5:42 left to go before the halftime break. Our score, New Braunfels 20, Canyon Cougars 7. This is the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. It's right here for you on the Cougar Network.
This ain't no game.
Did you miss me, family?
You were gone?
I love you!
Gallagher's have always attracted crazy, sir.
You all right?
You are not a real person. You are a man in a box. I'm done with all of it.
Why didn't you do something?
Baby, please get out of here.
I have to admit.
Right uppercut, and it's over!
Where Zaxby's is from, everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And now you'll like it even more because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Back with you now on the campus of Canyon High School. 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl, where we've seen an aerial show tonight by the New Braunfels Unicorns.
We got a couple updates here on scores and around the area. Steele Judson 20, Steele 14. What a contest in the end of the first.
Kickoff sails out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. There's a penalty marker, so Cougars will have this 1st and 10. Depending on where they spot this football. I believe it should be pretty close to the 25, but we will check this out.
Well, we keep saying how are the Cougars going to respond? Well, they have to respond somehow before the end of the first half, into the second quarter, because they have to get some more points on the board. Otherwise, the New Braunfels Unicorns are just going to keep throwing the football downfield on them. And half the time they're going to come up with it. So you're going to have to do something with your offense and get some points on the board with 5:42 left.
Well, they send Callan Farr flanked out to the far side. Jacob Garcia flanked inside to the near side. Xavier Pettis calling signals. Here's the handoff coming near side. This time a nice hole as that ground attack looks to be working. We'll check and see if that's Culbert or if that is Seth Haney. I believe that might be Haney that time with the carry. Although you can't tell because his jersey's coming up. No, that is Culbert once again. Haven't seen much of Haney in the ballgame.
No, he started the game, but then it's been Culbert most of the time. And again, they keep running that off-tackle play because the tight ends are down there at number 17 and also the fullback. And it's down block man, kick out with the fullback, and it's open.
Give Nate a pickup of 4 at six, that is. It's 2nd and 4 from the 36-yard line once again. The fake to Nate. Pass across the middle. Callan Farr with a reception across the 40. Knocked down inside the 35-yard line. That's Xavier's favorite target. He found him and gives the Cougars a huge first down.
That's a great play-action pass right there. And that time, Farr was almost going to break it for 7 points.
This time back to the line of scrimmage quickly. They give to Culbert, who bangs out to near the 35-yard line. They're going to give him a gain of about 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Canyon.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a shoestring tackle by Kelsey on that last play, that would have been a touchdown.
Nice to see Xavier into the air attack and letting him air that out, making things work. It is 2nd and 9 from the 35. Xavier Pettis, this time the keeper. Down near the 30-yard line. He's going to pick up positive yardage. Still going to be a bit shy of a first down on this 3rd down. Coming over to make the stop that time for New Braunfels. That was Stephen Kelsey from his defensive back position.
Right now the Unicorns are substituting some defensive linemen, getting a little more height and beef in there. Trying to do something to slow down this Cougar offense.
It is 3rd and 2. Pettis looks to the sidelines to get some instruction. Barking the signal to give straight ahead to Culbert. This time he's going to be wrapped up and no gain on the play as Caden Walker, among others, coming over to make the stop for New Braunfels, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
That's a tough call right there because I think Perez was looking to the sideline, waiting for the coach to see if they had the matchup they wanted on the outside. They didn't. So then Perez was going to just basically hand the ball off to Culbert.
Well, it looks like we're going to roll the dice. It's 4th and 2. Line of scrimmage is the 29. Here's Xavier. Calling out signals. Fakes the handoff, looking across the middle. Pass complete. Big reception that time. Once again, Callan Farr coming up with the football.
Good looking play action pass. Again, Farr coming across on a skinny post route. Made a beautiful catch and pick up for a first down. He almost got tripped by his own man or his own teammate, Anderson, 42, who's coming out.
Callan Farr, I can't tell you how many times we saw him come up big last season, and he seems to be responding to the call again this year. It's first down. Here's the give. Culbert straight up the middle, banging his way down to near the 10-yard line before he's met there by a pack of New Braunfels Unicorns.
And the first one to hit him was Bevel, the linebacker stepping up in the hole. All 190 pounds of them.
Senior linebacker Farley Bevel. Great job.
Boy, the Cougars need to get in the end zone. They just got to have that with 2:20 left in the second quarter here.
Single receiver either side. It's 2nd and 8 for quarterback Xavier Pettis. Once again, calling out signals, taking the snap. Here's the give. Fakes the handoff. Tries to go far side to his intended receiver. Garcia, nothing doing there. Is that Unicorn defensive secondary not letting anything happen? That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, it's a good call, but that time the outside linebacker, Adam Alaniz, number 48, was disrupting that time Perez vision. It wasn't a good throw because Alaniz was right in his face.
Speaking of 48, the tight end Michael Bassett checks into the game for Canyon on this 3rd and 8. Here's the handoff. Here's Culbert. This time positive yards as he gets down to near the first down.
Well, this is really close too. And the clock keeps running. We're under 2 minutes in the second quarter, and it is 4th down and 2.
And the Cougars go for it on this 4th and 2. Xavier once again checking with the sideline. Has a single receiver either side, Malone back in the backfield with him. That is Culbert. Here's the give. Culbert straight ahead. This is going to be close.
They had the mismatch numbers wide on the right side of the formation, but it looked like Culbert was cutting back towards the middle where there was more defenders, and so this is going to be close.
Bevel that time came over and made the stop once again for New Braunfels.
You surprised?
Negative.
Well, this is close here, Roland.
And here comes the chain gang out to see just how close this is.
You'll know by the crowd what happens.
Here's the stretch, and it is first down, New Braunfels. They have held. So just as the Cougars try to get back on track offensively, a big defensive stand that time by New Braunfels gives the offense the football. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, I believe they're going to mark this
2 or 3.
It should be about the 3, I believe. Well, the game is going to be suspended now with 90 seconds, a minute 30 left on the clock before halftime. And the New Braunfels Unicorns on top of the Canyon Cougars by a score of 20-7. We'll break it here for just a moment. We'll be back with more from the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl, New Braunfels, Texas. You're enjoying the game on the Cougar Network.
Where Zaxby's is from, everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And now you'll like it even more because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Back at Canyon High School in New Braunfels, Texas, Cougar Stadium, where we're ready to start the 3rd quarter already.
Hey.
Jeff Gandy, Roland J. Reese with you as the Unicorns are kicking off to the Canyon Cougars. Fair catch was called for, however, the kickoff was bobbled, and it does appear that the Unicorns have the football to start the second half.
Not a good way to start what we call the quote-unquote the second half. Of course, the teams have been out here to finish the second quarter, but all the momentum seems to always be in the Unicorn side of the field right now. There's just from field position to momentum, and it looks like now starting the 3rd quarter, it's going back on the Unicorn side. And good field position as well.
And here they come as they break huddle. 1st and 10. Unicorns with 2 receivers either side. Here's a pass picked up down, seemed like from his shoelaces that time was Bryson Dyer, who caught the football, moved it out to about the 25-yard line, and Unicorns are setting up shop.
Looks like the first play that they start every quarter is that same just quick out to the number 1 receiver, and this time to Dyer on the left-hand side of the field. It's good for a first down.
Trips to the far side for quarterback Johns. This time he goes to his running back Leba, who dodges a tackle, gets out across the 20 to near the 15-yard line before he's met there and drugged down by what appears to be Owen Worley, number 4 for the Canyon Cougars, but that'll move the chains and give the Unicorns another first down.
Well, Cole Seeley, the middle linebacker, number 5, was dead on to make the tackle. It was just a good move by the running back that time, Levis, to be able to slip it and be able to pick up a first down.
Trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Here's Johns taking the snap, looking near side. Has his receiver Dyer across the 10, the 5, and into the end zone, and that is another New Braunfels Unicorn touchdown.
Yeah, it's just too easy, Roland. Too easy when you have three players, 3 trips on the short end of the field right here, and you throw it to the number 3 receiver to the other wide receivers are downfield blocking. It's easy pass and catch for a touchdown.
Well, obviously, Coach Mangold finding something in that Canyon defense that he's able to kind of exploit to a certain extent this evening. Penalty marker on the field.
Going to wipe that touchdown out.
Take the points off the board and let's move it back.
Looks like Peyton Driggers is in at quarterback.
1st and 15 now for the Unicorns. Line of scrimmage is the Canyon 21-yard line. Driggers calling the signals. Man in motion, that's Dyer coming near side. Driggers fakes the handoff, keeps it himself up across the 20 to near the 15-yard line. He's met there and rode down hard by James Pettis.
Nothing more than a zone read. And this time, that time, Driggers kept the football and picked up a few yards before he was upended by the linebacker.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Unicorns. It's again 2 receivers either side. 4 Driggers. That's Reese in the backfield with it. There's a pass complete down to near the 5-yard line. Maybe enough for first down. As hauling that one in is Ethan Dulaban.
Well, when the corner gives you about 10 yards cushion on Dulaban, which he is a good enough receiver, you got to respect that about him. It's just an easy pass and catch then for Johns.
Well, that's 1st and goal for the Unicorns now from the Cougar 4. Here's Driggers with the snap. The handoff straight ahead. This is Race. Fights his way down for maybe a yard.
Matthew Race, the tailback, was being bounced around like a pinball during that time. The defense was really coming in hard on him. He only gained about a yard on that. That's tough running up the middle.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. We mentioned 13 unanswered points by the Unicorns, and it looks like they're going for more.
Knocking at the door. Here we go.
2 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side for quarterback Driggers. Race in the backfield with him. Now man in motion. Now there's the handoff. Down to near the goal line. Yes, indication by the referee is that he scored. The handoff to Bryson Dyer and a touchdown for New Braunfels.
It's that same play, that jet sweep, and you can either hand it off to the person coming across or keep it yourself as a quarterback. That time, Driggers hands off to Dyer. He races around the right end, in for the touchdown. Good blocking up front, good execution.
On to try the extra point. It is good. With 9:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter, our score now, New Braunfels 27, Canyon 7. We'll be back with more of 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl from Canyon High School here in New Braunfels on the Cougar Network.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the Delivered Fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
We're back here at Cougar Field here on the campus of Canyon High School. See if we can get you some updates. I'm sure there's a lot of things that have gone final by this point.
We do have several final scores, and we have some that are in the 4th quarter, but one of our sisters or our brothers here with the Bowick Productions, they were covering the Smithson Valley game, and that game is final. It is Clemens 19, Smithson Valley 19. 19-13.
So the woes for the Rangers are continuing.
Yeah.
Feeling a kickoff, Garza getting down to about near the 35-yard line, stop him at about the 33-yard line. as the Cougar offense comes back on the field, and they'll have the ball. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 34. It'll be 1st and 10.
Will be not. This is going to be a gut check time, I think, for the Cougars. Just things haven't been going their way, and even though they've been able to move the football offensively, defensively they haven't been able to slow down Unicorn high-power throwing offense. So it's going to be important to see how they respond now, starting the third quarter.
Receiver either side for quarterback Xavier Pettis. He hands off this time. Coming near side is Culbert. He gets down to across the 40-yard line to near about the 41. Nice pickup for the 180-pound senior running back. 2nd and 3. Receivers either side. Culbert in the backfield with Xavier Pettis. Takes the snap. Once again, the give to Culbert as he comes across the guard down to around the 45-yard line. Nice following that offensive line to give the Cougars a first down.
Well, I tell you what, I give all the compliments in the world to Nate Culbert. He's one of the smallest young men on the football field, and he's running the football almost every play, and he runs hard. He's only 5'10", 180, but he sure runs like he's bigger than that.
First down, Pettis barks out the signals. Here's the give, Culbert once again. This time he'll be racked up and stopped at about the 45-yard line. He's coming over in defensive pursuit that time for New Braunfels. We'll check that number on that young man. Of course, it was Marcus Riley, one of the leading tacklers on the team, as we mentioned.
A couple of others like Gio Marsh and Jonathan Smullen, they were also in on the stop there too.
No gate on the play. 2nd and 10, Canyon. Here's Pettis looking to pass. He does. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Callan Farr, at about midfield, and that'll make it a 3rd down situation for the Cougars.
I think Perez just kind of put a little bit too much juice on that pass. It was a little hard to handle that one. It was a short pass, but Farr typically would catch that. This time he wasn't able to.
So the line of scrimmage is the Canyon 46-yard line. 3rd and 10, receiver either side. Pettis takes the snap. He decides to keep it himself. He'll be racked up and thrown for a loss. He's coming over defensively. Hayden Kisserling, among others. Also went on the stop, Caden Walker for New Braunfels.
Well, I'll tell you what, they did a nice job just reading that play and was in the backfield before even the chance that Pettis was either going to hand it off or keep it himself. I mean, the whole play got disrupted by the upfield pursuit of the interior defensive line.
And let's see, apparently there is some call on the field.
Unsportsmanlike.
Well, offsetting penalties once again. How many of those have we seen this evening?
Well, again, we're talking, this is Family Feud tonight. Sometimes you don't like your sibling or your relative. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yes.
That didn't sound right. I apologize. That didn't come out right. I think the audience knows what I'm trying to say.
We all know it was in good intentions there.
Sure.
All right. 4th and 14. As that is Lucas Doro back to receive the punt that's coming from Canyon. As a matter of fact, handling the punting duties, Jalen Vasquez gets his foot into it. Let's take a Canyon bounce and roll out of bounds at about the 23-yard line, which is where the Unicorns will take over 1st and 10.
Here they come again. We'll see Trey Johns. He's had a good night tonight throwing the football. And Ethan Dillman has had a great night as far as so far catching. He's got 2 touchdowns. And, we're only halfway through the 3rd quarter. There's a lot more football to be played. So it's going to be amazing what these guys can do on offense if they keep up with this kind of momentum.
2 receivers either side. And Johns, as you mentioned, back in at quarterback for the Unicorns. It's 1st and 10. Here's Johns dropping back. He airs it out. Pass was intended for Ethan Dulaban, just out of his reach.
Can't tell who was covering him there. But I'll tell you what, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving by both the receiver and the defender. That's just a good no call rolling on that play. And again, both inside and outside receiver going vertical down the field. And John's just picking the one receiver that the safety can't overlap with and go one-on-one with.
Appeared to be Tavian Facundo back defensively for Canyon. Second down. Here's a running play, rare running play. As a pitch and a lot of real estate in front of Race, who takes the ball down all the way inside the Canyon 30-yard line. Biggest running play of the night, and it happened for the Unicorns.
Yep. And now Race is hobbling. In fact, he's down on the field right now. But that was a heck of a run by the sophomore, Matthew Race. He's 5'11", 165 pounds, but I tell you what, he is pretty fast. And he just took a simple toss sweep from Johns and picked his holes and just kept weaving and ducking and waving through the secondary. Made a heck of a run.
He certainly did. Nice pickup, as you mentioned, for the sophomore running back. And the clock stops, 7:25 left to go here in the third period. Certainly don't like to see anybody getting shaken up, especially, well, at any point in the game. So we certainly hope Race is okay and can come back to the ball game.
Well, out of respect, both teams are on one knee, and it gets quiet.
It does. And as you were mentioning, we were talking a little bit earlier, it gave us the final for the Clemens-Smithson Valley game.
Yeah.
I can't remember a time in recent history that the Rangers have been winless thus far in the season.
I can't either.
It is a very unusual
We'd
thing.
have to go back in the archives and really try to figure it out. It's probably been maybe a decade or two. I would think at least. Maybe 3 decades since they've been 0-3.
Yeah, very, very unlike
a Larry Hill team.
Absolutely, a Smithson Valley team like that. So, you know, he's going to work something out here in the next several weeks because it doesn't get any easier in this district.
No,
I guarantee you.
You're spot on there.
Well, the Unicorns break huddle now. 2 receivers either side for Trey Johns. Johns looks near side. Johns in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And that, of course, is Dulaban. So he had the ball at about the 25-yard line. I think just another question of taking your eyes off the ball for a moment.
Yeah, and Jones kind of has been throwing, his balls have been a little bit low, too. The last time he's throwing out to the flat for those quick outs. He's been a little bit low the last 2 or 3 times, so I don't know what's going on with that. I have to take a look at his mechanics.
2 receivers either side. Now a man comes in motion. Penalty markers on the field. Let's see what the call is. False start. So that'll back it up.
When one of the slot receivers comes at almost like a jet sweep across the formation like that, what it does to the linebackers and safeties, they have to adjust to that. And it's really kind of like a decoy to get you diverted away from really where they want to bring the ball. So it's a great-looking play.
Here's John, second down. Pass across the middle intended for Bryson Dyer. Nothing doing there as that was just a little bit out of his reach. That'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Unicorns.
One of the few times that really Johns hasn't thrown a very good ball. That was high and hard and a little bit off. Dyer was wide open. He had settled between the linebacker and safety in that hook zone. Would have been a nice pickup, but he just couldn't able to hang on to it.
Well, it's 3rd and 15. Line of scrimmage is the Cougar 32-yard line. Dropping back. Johns feeling pressure. He'll go down. Big pop sack that time. Kyle Collier, the 5'11", 245-pound senior defensive end with the stop that time on the Unicorn quarterback, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Boy, give Collier all the credit. That was a hustle sack coming from the backside and catching Johns running the opposite direction. He just hustled and ran him down and had a big sack, so good job.
So 4th down as Garcia calls for the fair catch. Ball goes into the end zone. It'll come out. 1st and 10 for the Canyon Cougars. And I tell you what, they can still get back into this. Still enough game time left.
Oh, yeah.
But they're going to have to make something happen.
They're going to have to make something happen on this drive, Roland, because and change the momentum. Right now, all the energy momentum is on the blue and white side, which is across the stadium from where we are.
First and 10, Canyon. Receivers either side for quarterback Xavier Perez. The snap, the give, straight ahead. That is Culbert. Down to around the 25-yard line. Haven't seen much of Seth Haney this evening.
I wonder if he got hurt or something. He was on the first drive, and he hadn't played since.
Pick up a 5 that time. 2nd and 5 now. Here's Perez. Here's the give once again. This is Culbert. Nice hold across the 35, down to around the 37-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, there's just nothing fancy about that. Give it to him in the backfield. Let him pick his hole on the right side. It's man-on-man blocking. I mean, it's just basically smash mouth type of football right now.
Here's Perez rolling far side. Pass complete. Callan Farr across the 40, down to around the 41-yard line. He hauls that in. 3 touchdowns thus far on the year receiving the football for Callan Farr.
You sense the Canyon Cougar offense getting in a little bit of a rhythm right now, rolling. They got some things rolling. They can throw the football and run the football. A little bit of rhythm.
2nd and 5 as Bettis calls for his running back. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. Here's Culbert. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped at about the 40-yard line. In on that stop that time for New Braunfels. That was Jacob Del Hierro.
There was a couple of them back there, and actually the safety was up in the box. Caden Walker, number 31, was also Johnny on the spot to make that tackle as well.
3rd and 6 now for the Cougars. With the wide receiver either side. Bettis takes the snap. Bettis fakes the handoff across the middle just behind Callan Farr. Back defensively that time for New Braunfels.
Well, Farr had to step on the defender too. If only Perez was able to lead him with the pass, that might have gone for a touchdown.
Walker was back in coverage, and that'll bring up a 4th and 6 for Canyon. 4:04 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Cougars trail 27-7.
Ho!
Snap gets away from the punter. He'll have to eat it. Apparently, he's going to try to get it off and does, but the Unicorns ought to come out of this with great field position. It's catching that football, Caden Holt at about the 25-yard line. That looks like where the New Braunfels Unicorns will take over on offense.
Well, if it's a punt and it's a tipped, he could have caught that and ran with it. But since it wasn't tipped, since he catches it, it's basically a fair catch. So, oh man, when things don't go well, it just snowballs, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Trips to the far side, 2 receivers near side.
Drigger's in.
Absolutely. Drigger's in at quarterback. They've been alternating series, it seems like. Here's Driggers calling for a man in motion. Here's the handoff. This is Dyer trying to find the corner at the 30, the 25. Dyer knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. It's Owen Worley with a stop that time for the Cougars. That'll move the chains and give the Unicorns another first down.
That was a beautiful looking play right there, and unfortunately it's going to come back for a holding by the tight end, Mitchell Black. He's 6'4", 225 senior on the perimeter. He was holding the corner, and I tell you what, I was about to comment, it was a heck of a block, but I guess he had too much of the jersey and shoulder pad that the referee thought he was holding. It's coming back.
That's going to mark it back at about the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you, that's where a lot of times those referees, they just won't give you a whole lot of leniency when you're out on the perimeter trying to make a one-on-one block. You got to keep those hands inside, and as soon as those pads get turned, they're going to call you for holding.
2 receivers near side, trips to the 2 to the far side. Here's a pass coming out. This is Dulabon with a catch. Across the 30, the 25 before he's met there and drugged down. And on the stop that time for Canyon, that was Tavian Facundo, the junior defensive back.
You know, the Cougar defense has done a fairly good job in their pursuit on all these really wide, fast action type of passes, but the Unicorn receivers, they just know how to run tough, and they just bounce off the would-be tacklers all the time.
2 receivers either side. Once again, the quarterback comes to the near side, and that's Zach Aliman hauling that in at near the 20-yard line as we've got Johns back in at quarterback.
Yeah, and according to that time, Payne McKay did a nice job coming up and making a tackle for no gain.
So there's apparently a timeout on the field. Guess they were checking where the ball was spotted, and they said, yeah, give them a first down. Absolutely. The Unicorns have been moving the football rather well this evening. Line of scrimmage is the Canyon 20. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Unicorns as 2 receivers come out either side. Once again, Johns in at quarterback, Labus. The back in the backfield with him. Johns dropping back. Johns looking end zone. Johns has a man. And they're saying incomplete as it looked like the defender fell down.
The defender did fall down. I thought he even interfered, but from our angle it looked like a little bit of interference, but I guess it wasn't, and it was an incomplete pass. Johns had another open receiver here on the short end of the formation, the tight end, number 87, Miles Miller. But Johns had touchdown on his mind. He went in the corner trying to fit it in that corner and just didn't make it.
So it's 2nd and 10. I guess that was Hopper back defensively for the Cougars on that pass play. 2nd and 10 now. Here's Johns once again going to the air. Has a man. That's Dyer out near the 10-yard line where he's drug out of bounds or ridden out of bounds, but that ought to be enough for another first down for New Braunfels.
You know, it's just basically taking a look at see where your numbers are at an advantage or disadvantage and going where you have the advantage where the football is going. And that's what John's doing. When he comes up to the line of scrimmage, he sees where the Cougars defenders are lined up and a linebacker, and that determines where he's going to throw the football. It's that easy. It's just a numbers match.
And apparently a timeout being taken on the field right now by Canyon. We'll take one with them. 2:32 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Our score, New Braunfels 27, the Canyon Cougars 7. This is the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. We're glad you're here with us on the Cougar Network.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the delivered fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Join us on the Hill Country Mile in Bernie's historic downtown for an old-fashioned holiday kickoff with all the trimmings at the 19th Annual Dickens on Main celebration, Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd and 24th. Bring friends and family to welcome the Christmas season with live music, theatrical performances, carriage rides, Santa visits, and more along snowy Main Street. Admission is free, and the memories last a lifetime. Visit dickensonmain.com for all the details.
And the Unicorns are knocking on the door once again. It's a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Johns dropping back. Johns looking end zone. Johns overthrows his intended target in the far corner of the end zone. And, of course, that is Dulaban. So it'll be a 2nd and goal now from the 9-yard line.
Johns had a hard time to maybe even completing that pass because Wannabe was right in his line of throwing lane, and so Johns had to throw and deliver a high ball because of the pressure by the defensive end. Dalen Wannabe, nice job.
Once again, Johns looking end zone pass just out of the end zone. Dulaban, the intended receiver, once again on the far side of the field, and that'll bring up a 3rd and goal for the Unicorns.
Well, maybe 3rd time's a charm. I mean, they could go right back to it. They like that matchup, but the last 2 times, John's been overthrowing the receiver.
So it'll be 2 receivers either side once again. for quarterback Trey Johns. Here's Johns dropping back. Here's Johns looking for Dulabon once again and just out of his reach. And that'll bring up a 4th and goal for the Unicorns, and apparently in comes the field goal team.
It'll be the first time tonight we see Chase Mercer try a field goal. Looks like it'll be like a 26-yarder, 25, 26-yard.
Mercer set to attempt a 25-yard field goal.
This coming out of the hole, the snap is down, the kick is up. And with 2:13 left to go in the third period, the Unicorns back on the scoreboard once again. As our score now, New Braunfels 30, the Canyon Cougars 7, that is. This is the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. We're glad you're here with us on the Cougar Network.
Oh, look at that! It's starting to feel like a mega pick.
I'm loving this place already. You're digging, you're going through the layers. This is American history, and it's for sale. I'll take it.
Watch History Channel, GVTC, Channel 557.
Back with you now, live action following the New Braunfels field goal and the kickoff. This one appears to be Facundo with the kickoff return, as he does return it to just shy of the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Cougars from that point. Actually, they're going to mark this at the 26.
Well, I guess if you're Coach Litzbus, what do you do in this situation? You just evaluate where you are, and you don't change up a whole lot what you do. You just keep doing what you do well, and that's moving the football through the ground. And I expect them to continue to do what they're doing, try to get some momentum and get some rhythm back in offense.
Culbert with the carry. He'll be stopped shy of the 30-yard line and driven back. Good defensive pursuit coming that time. Gio Marsh that time for New Braunfels with the stop. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Call it about 6, or correction, call it 8 for Canyon. Here's Bettis with the snap, rolling near side. He decides to put it away and keep it himself, but he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. In on the stop that time for New Braunfels, that was Diego Flores, a 5'10", 160-pound junior linebacker who made the stop.
Yeah, Flores came up really quick and got penetration and made Perez really kind of just been his running back. And in the pursuit of the Unicorn defense was able to pick up and tackle Perez for basically about a 2-yard line, 2-yard gain, yeah.
Well, that's going to be 3rd and 8. Line of scrimmage is the Canyon 29-yard line. Single receiver either side, lone back in the backfield with quarterback Xavier Bettis, and the play-action pass as he faked that time to Culbert, hit his receiver Jacob Garcia out near the 35-yard line. But that's going to be well shy of a 1st down, and I guess here comes the punting unit as we see trotting onto the field Jalen Vasquez. Back at his own 40-yard line, that is Lucas Doro. Here's the snap. Vasquez gets his right foot into this. Doro fields at the 40, the 45, tries to cut it upfield.
Nice tackle.
And penalty markers on the field, but that was a good tackle there on special teams. And looks like Our special team tackler's coming up limping a little bit, and I do believe. That is Caden Holt.
Yeah, Caden Holt. He's the sophomore. Did a nice job getting downfield, making the tackle, but he is coming up a little limping. Good job by that young man, sophomore out here playing to varsity level.
As a matter of fact, 6'1", 220 sophomore. As you mentioned, he plays tackle on that defensive line.
Yeah, it was a penalty against the Unicorns. I didn't see exactly what it was. Did you?
No, they're moving that back, though.
Yeah.
32-yard line is going to be the line of scrimmage with 35 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Trey Johns comes back in to line up.
Here comes Johnson flanked out to the near side. First down, Johns with the pass complete. Making the haul, that is Lucas Doro. Takes it out across the 40 to down around the 41-yard line. It looks like the Unicorns are on the move once again.
Well, it's because the defense isn't adjusting. The secondary is not adjusting to the formation, and so they're just going to take what you give them. And Johns is just easy passing catch to the outside receiver coming back in. The slot receiver goes down and blocks, and it's good for about 8 yards every time. Just letting the clock run out in the third quarter run out.
That is the situation. It is the end of the third quarter, and our score is New Braunfels 30, Canyon 7. It's 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. It's for you right here on the Cougar Network.
All your plants will look even prettier in my best-selling planters. Such a great layering piece for fall. I recommend my Cabernet. It's delightful with chocolate. I like to group a few of my flameless candles together. To make your life more beautiful, shop my collection on QVC.com and get $5 off your first purchase with promo code 5FOR YOU. Find what you love what you find.
Nissan of New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. Nissan of New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
With you live to start the fourth quarter, Jeff Gandy, yours truly, Roland J. Reese. 12 more minutes on the clock, and we'll see what's in store for the remainder of the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. Two receivers either side, single receiver to the far side for New Braunfels as we start the fourth quarter.
Official timeout. This is, again, you know, the Unicorns came out in this formation that was real intriguing because they actually come out in what we call 10 personnel, one running back and 4 wide receivers, but realize one of those wide receivers is a designated tight end. Out there right now is number 87, Miles Miller, who's 6'6", 200-pound junior, and they put him in a slot formation, so literally there's a blocking tight end that can come in motion and run. It's very interesting the personnel that they use out there.
Pass to the near side complete. That is Lucas Doro making the grab. And on the stop that time for Canyon, that was Cole Seeley, 6 foot, 190-pound senior. But not before they move the chains to give the Unicorns another first down.
Yeah, Lucas looks like he hurt himself on that play too. He took himself out of the game.
First down, New Braunfels. 2 receivers far side, single receiver to the near side. Quarterback Trey Johns. Johns goes far side. He's got a man. New receiver in the game, that is Marcos Franul. As he makes a reception, gets the ball down to near the 40-yard line. We'll see where they start this.
It looks like our friend Caden Holt, who made the tackle on special teams, he's out there right now on defense and is complaining about being held.
They're going to give him a pickup of 6 on that play. 2nd and 4 now for the Unicorns. Once again to the air goes Johns. Once again for Newell, making the catch across the 40 down to about the 30-yard line. be driven out of bounds at that point by Cole Seeley.
Nice passing catch and run after the catch, actually faking out the cornerback, Tavian Facundo. Coles was able to make enough for a first down. That's just good running after the catch.
Line of scrimmage is the Cougar 30. It's 1st and 10 for the Unicorns. Trips to the far side, single receiver near side. Here's Johns, this time going far side. Franjul once again across the 25. Down to around the 20. They're finding something open in that slot right there that he's picking up. Just a little quick out. And that's 3 in a row for Franjul. Marcos Franjul, a 5'10", 180-pound senior wide receiver.
Well, when you think about someone who's throwing this quick outs to the wide receivers, that's nothing more than a handoff is to the Cougars. It's just that they're just doing it 20 yards from the line of script from the center. It's just like a wide handoff.
1st and 10.
Same thing.
Back to the quick out this time, though. He found a different receiver, not using Franjul that time. Garrett Thompson, a 6 foot, 165-pound junior wide receiver, hauling that in.
Looks like we have a whole new list of receivers that are in the game now.
That's it. Coach Mangold probably getting him up off his bench right now. That's a pickup of 8. Thompson and Franjul come flank to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Johns takes the snap. Johns goes far side. He's doing the same thing, only on the far side of the field this time.
Do it left, do it right, then come back to the left. I mean,
that's it. Quick pickup that time. Once again, as we try to spot our wide receiver's number, who hauled that in. That would be Craig Johnson.
Now they got their 11 personnel in there. They get the tight end. Look how he's flexed all the way back out here. So it's actually a trips formation with a tight end.
As 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Unicorns knocking on the door once again, this time going end zone. You know he's going to be looking for Dulaban.
Yeah.
As he did that time. Pass incomplete. Facundo back defensively. 2nd and goal for the Unicorns. Line of scrimmage, the Cougar 8.
Yep, you have zone down here in the far side from the formation and the trip side. And he's got one-on-one Dulaban with McKay, so obviously that's where John wants to go.
So let's see if Johns is going to do the same thing now on this 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. 2 receivers either side. No, this time he fakes the handoff. Johns the keeper, but Johns is going to be wrapped up and dropped at about the 12-yard line. Good defensive pursuit that time coming from the Cougars. And I believe that time it was Caden Holt.
Yeah, the sophomore is getting more action in the second half. And I'll tell you, he did a nice job getting penetration and didn't getting fooled by the fake. And Johns just doesn't have the quick feet as Durgers does. But Holt did a nice job and made a sack. That's a great job of him.
Loss of 5 on the play. It's 3rd and goal now. Line of scrimmage is the 13-yard line. Johns the snap. Johns feeling pressure once again. Goes for the end zone. Pass incomplete. I don't see any laundry.
It sure looked like the vest got there about a step too early, but you know what? Good no call on that by the referees, actually.
Greg Johnson, the intended receiver, and back defensively that time was Jacob Vest for the Canyon Cougars. So on to try what appears to be about a 30-yard field goal. This is Caden Stevenson.
It's good.
And the kick is good. 9:04 left to go in the ball game. Our score now, New Braunfels 33, Canyon 7. The 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl right here on the Cougar Network.
All your plants will look even prettier in my best-selling planters. Such a great layering piece for fall. I recommend my Cabernet. It's delightful with chocolate. I like to group a few of my flameless candles together. To make your life more beautiful, shop my collection on QVC.com and get $5 off your first purchase with promo code 5FOR YOU. Find what you love what you find.
This ain't no game.
Did you miss me, family?
You were gone?
I love you!
Gallagher's have always attracted crazy, sir.
Jerry, you all right?
You are not a real person. You are a man in a box. I'm done with all of it.
Wait up, do something!
Baby, please get out of here.
I have to end this.
Right uppercut, and it's over!
Back with you now in New Braunfels, Canyon High School Cougars Stadium. And you know, Jeff Gandy, since the opening 7-0 lead by Canyon, it's been all New Braunfels.
It really has been, and you know there's two philosophies. You know, one philosophy, do you want to run the ball and take control of the clock and really beat up and just kind of just manipulate the time of the game by running the football? That's kind of the Canyon Cougars. But the other side of the aisle, you know, when you can strike at any moment and throw the football real efficiently down the field, you know, that's another philosophy, and that's what the Unicorns have been able to successfully do here tonight.
Oh, big return this time for the Cougars. It looks like he's going to go all the way. And the Cougars are back on the scoreboard with 8:53 left to go in the ball game. What a kickoff return. Taking it to the house that time.
I can't get his number.
I can't either. That is number 18. We got it. Of course, Callan Farr. Who else would it be? Super job, Callan Farr.
It was a short kickoff, so Farr was actually coming up on the run when he received the football, so we had a head of steam when he actually fielded the football, and he just took off straight down the field. And by the time any defender got close to him, he was full speed past him. This is a great job by Farr at that time.
And the Cougars go for two to give to Culbert. He's going to be stopped shy. Penalty markers on the field. We'll check that out here in just a second. Quick return for a touchdown that time. Callan Farr. That's his fourth touchdown on the season. See what the call is. Apparently looks like it may be against Canyon.
Yeah, I didn't see it though. See what the referee says.
Well, both teams now on their respective sidelines. So here comes the referee. See what the call is. Here it comes. And there it went, apparently.
Well, we don't have the audio. We can't hear what he's saying. And he never gave a hand motion of what the penalty was.
No, he didn't. Well, in that case, we'll take a brief break here. 8:52 left to go in tonight's ball game. Our score now, New Braunfels 33, the Canyon Cougars 13, the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl, right here on the Cougar Network.
We've got spirit? Yeah, we do. Fill up your tank and support the Cougars, too. When you get gas, look for the Cougar Spirit Pump because Pit Stop and Fishers are donating a percentage of sales from that pump to the Canyon Athletic Booster Club to support our student athletes. Get gas here and fill up the Booster Club's bank. Here's where you can find your spirit pumps. When you see it, pull up and fill up, Cougars.
Well, 8:52 left to go in the ball game tonight. 3 touchdowns, and that'll get the Cougars right back on top.
Hey, stranger things have happened in the game of football. I mean, 20 down. I mean, it's not impossible.
Absolutely not. There's still just under 9 minutes left to go in this.
Hey, a kickoff return for a touchdown is really the quickest thing you can do to get back into the ball game. On a special team play like that, that's huge.
Well, the Cougars getting set to kick this one off.
But he got penalized too.
There it is. This one handled by one of the up men with good hands. That is the tight end Mitchell Black who handled that. Before he'll be met there and dropped on special teams. And on the stop, Dallin Watanabe.
Again, I think the Cougars are trying to do a little bit of a kind of a pooch kickoff. It goes about 15 yards, but it went right into Black's hands, and he was, like you said, he has good hands. He's a tight end, and was able just to get a couple yards out of it, and now they get great field position on the 44-yard line of the Cougars.
Well, the Unicorns break huddle, send 3 receivers to the far side and a single receiver to the near side. Yes, back in the game at quarterback, I do believe that is Driggers, who takes the snap. Handing off a rare running play. Haven't seen that much running the football tonight for the Unicorns. That is Joshua Rice. He's a 5'8", 175-pound junior running back. Tries to get the ball outside. I believe he may have lost one back to the 44.
Well, that's just a great individual play that time by Facundo, who made the tackle on that play, and he wasn't fooled at all by the fake and was able to run down the receiver. I mean, the running back, and made a great tackle.
2 trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side, 2nd and 11. Here's Driggers, fakes the handoff, play action, has a man at the 45, now down inside the 40. Nice reception. It's been those short passes that have worked tonight for the Cougars. And that one, no exception right there.
Like Keaton Stevenson taking the reception that time, 6'1", 185 senior. Again, it's the same type of plays. You just look at the numbers defensively, and you go to the side of the ball where the slot receiver is, that you have the number advantage.
3rd and 5 right now. Here's the snap. Once again, Driggers comes near side. That's Deroe with the catch at the 35. He'll be stopped shy of the first down. Good heads-up tackle that time. Is coming over to make the stop was Tavian Facundo.
Well, right now the Cougar defense just looks a little bit exhausted, don't they? Hands on the hips, walking around.
Yeah.
I know they feel frustrated with the way the game's gone, but right now they just feel like everything they do just isn't measuring up.
The penalty against the Unicorns. I didn't even see the laundry.
It's a personal foul.
But there you go. So back it up a ways.
Well, that'll slow down the momentum.
Absolutely. Midfield now is the line of scrimmage.
4th down.
And that'll bring up 4th down, as you were mentioning. And here on to punt this thing away for the Unicorns is Caden Stevenson. High snap. Stevenson brings it down. Gets his foot into it. Here's McKay. Going to let this bounce. And they'll down it. That is, New Braunfels will down it at about the 9-yard line. That's where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10.
Well, if you're Coach Lipsis, I mean, this is the first district game. You definitely want to see your first unit put together a couple draws before the end of this game and see what they can come up with. You don't want to get too fancy down here where you're back against your own goal line, but you got to do something to get down the field here in a hurry.
1st and 10, Pettis calls for the football, takes the snap. Culbert straight up the middle. He'll get a couple of tough yards before he's met there and dropped. In on the stop that time, Hayden Kisserling. Give him a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Single receiver either side. Bettis once again calls for the football. There's the snap. Here's the fake. Across the middle, pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And I believe that might have been Callan Farr on that far side.
Farr. You know, I was just looking at the Cougar tight end, Adam Alcorda. I'm sorry. He's 6'5", 265, lined up as a tight end. That's what a pro tight end looks like.
That's it.
And he's just a big guy.
That's a lot of tight end.
I wish they would throw to him. I'd like to see him catch and run.
So here's Pettis. Little quick jump pass. Here's Callan Farr with real estate in front of him. Callan, it's a foot race to the 30, the 20, The 10, touchdown, Canyon Cougars.
Well, just like that, you kind of get a little bit of life back in you.
His longest reception for a touchdown this year to this point had been 65 yards. I think he just broke that.
I think he did. That's a good look and just throwback, quick throwback to the weak side of the formation. And I mean, Farr did all on himself. He just outran the entire defensive secondary. They're going for 2 here.
Well, Jacob got to see how it goes flanked out to the far side, along with another wide receiver. Farr flanked to the left, now Farr in motion. Here's the snap to Bettis, rolling right. Bettis has a man in and out of the hands. I believe that was Farr coming across the field. And the 2-point conversion failed.
Well, he was wide open. That would have been easy if he just could have hung on to the football.
6:15 left to go in tonight's ball game. Our score now, New Braunfels 33, the Canyon Cougars 19. 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl right here on the Cougar Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the delivered fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
The New Braunfels following a gorgeous reception for a touchdown from Callan Farr. Has to have been his longest of the season, as we were mentioning. 65 yards, his longest reception for a touchdown thus far this season to that point.
If I was Farr, I'd be over on the sideline getting some oxygen at this point because, I mean, he was running. I don't think he's ran that fast.
He turned up the speed that time.
He
Absolutely
sure did. He showed his speed. I would have pulled a hammy and I'd be out of breath for sure. Let's see if they pooch kick this again or just try to kick it downfield. Let's see.
That's been what they've done thus far. This time, yeah, another pooch kick. This travels out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, right there in the vicinity of Franjul.
I just don't know why you want to do that. You give the team such good
field position.
Field position, yeah. And then plus you kick it out of bounds, and that's another penalty. You add more yardage to it.
So 6:15 left to go in tonight's ball game. The Unicorns will have the football once again.
Your defense has been playing pretty good. Why don't you kick it down the field, make them go 3 and out and punt to you, and you have decent field position in. I don't understand that strategy.
2 receivers either side. Quarterback is Trey Johns. It's 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is their own 45-yard line. Johns to the outside.
That's a lateral.
Pass was intended for Doro.
Well, they've been close on a couple times like that, you know, Roland?
Yeah, it looked like that was behind the line of scrimmage, but they're calling it incomplete, I assume.
Yeah. That is close.
So 2nd and 10. Unicorns break huddle, send 2 receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Johns takes the snap. The pitch straight ahead. That's his running back, Lamus. Good stick that time. Is coming over to make the hit. That was Mason Kuntz, the 5'10", 175-pound senior defensive back.
Nice job, Cooch, coming up and just filling the hole quickly. And this is a big down, 3rd down and 7. If they can hold him here and make him punt again, That'd be a really good opportunity here.
Big play, trips to the far side, single receiver near side, play action for Johns, feeling pressure, unloads, has a man across the 40 to the 39-yard line.
That's that 6'6" tight end that we've been talking about.
Miles Miller, absolutely. Yeah. That'll move the chain. Big target there.
Yep.
So, you know, sometimes there's no substitution for tall. You can't teach it. They say that in basketball as well.
Exactly. Well, if John's been throwing a little high tonight anyway, hey, when you're 6'6", throw it high. It doesn't matter. He can get it.
1st and 10. They're marking this at the 40-yard line, the Cougar 40-yard line. Trips to the near side. Single receiver to the far side for Johns. This time he comes near side, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Dyer. You see Johns apparently there going back to the short pass that has worked so well for the Unicorns thus far.
Yep. Why not? Throw it out there right, then go back to the left side and then try to run right up the middle. And now they substitute Driggers for Johns.
So Driggers back in the ball game, as you mentioned. Driggers a little bit quicker apparently. Three receivers near side, single receiver far side, 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Driggers calls signals. Driggers takes the snap, and that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Driggers on the carry across the 40, knocked out of bounds around the 38-yard line. It seems like when they bring him in to substitute for Johns, you can almost count maybe 50% of the time that he's going to run the football.
He's going to take off, exactly. He's got some quick feet out there, and I tell you what, the running back, Matthew Race, he made a nice low block on the defensive end that really sprung Driggers around the end.
Trips near side, single receiver far side. Driggers remains in the game. It's a 3rd and 8. Driggers takes the snap, dropping back, feeling pressure. He's chased out of the pocket. He unloads. Pass, is it caught?
No.
They're saying he was out of bounds.
Driggers was under duress by number 5, Cole Seeley, coming right up the middle on the linebacker blitz. And I tell you, Driggers all he could is to scramble out of that from getting sacked and trying to throw it down the field.
Pass intended for Craig Johnson. And you got to tip the Canyon Cougars cap tonight to Cole Seeley. He's been in on a couple of big plays defensively.
Yes, he has.
Well, punting situation now coming up for the Unicorns, as McKay stands back at his own 10-yard line. Stevenson
shanked it.
High wobble off. This takes a Cougar bounce. They're going to down it at about the 29-yard line. Let's see if Xavier Perez and that Canyon Cougar offense has a little magic with 4:28 left in tonight's 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl.
There's a lot on the line here with this Wurstfest Bowl.
A lot of bragging rights for this, you know.
Absolutely. Starting at their own 30-yard line at 4:28 left in the fourth quarter. There's plenty of time.
Perez with 2 receivers to the far side, single receiver near side on this 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Low snap. Perez picks it up. Pass complete. Far side of the field to Jacob Garcia. Gets it out to about gets about a 4-yard gain. Gets it out to about the 34-yard line.
And stops the clock.
And it'll be 2nd and 6.
Same formation down here at the near side of the field.
Here's Bettis, the snap, rolling near side pass. This one complete to across the 40.
First down.
Garcia once again. As he gets the ball to about, they're going to mark this at the 44, and that will move the chains and give the Cougars a first down at their own 44-yard line. Clock continues to move, though, with 4:06, 4:05 left to go in tonight's ball game. Bettis checking with the sideline. Bettis takes the snap. Bettis rolling far side this time. Looking
wide
for
open.
a man. He's got a man down at the 30-yard line. What a catch.
Well, he was open real early. If Perez could have seen it and delivered the ball earlier, it would have been 6 points.
I believe that may have been Vasquez on the far side of the field. It was Connor Holt, 81. 1st and 10, the 28-yard line of the Unicorns, the line of scrimmage. Here's Xavier rolling near side. Pass this one in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And that was Garcia, who had it inside the 20. have been a huge reception. 3:27 left to go in tonight's ball game. It's 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage is the 28-yard line of the New Braunfels Unicorns.
Still plenty of time on the clock, and they're doing a nice job managing it at this point.
Here's the snap. Here's the pitch and catch. What a hit. On the intended receiver, that is Jacob Garcia, and I think penalty markers are on the field.
Yeah. That might be a targeting.
That's exactly what I thought was what they may call.
Christopher Thomas. I don't think he was intending to go high, but the receiver went down low, and it just kind of ended up like that. But they're going to probably look at this at targeting.
Sometimes that is inadvertent. We've seen a lot of that in college football this year.
We have.
How many players have we seen ejected thus far on that call?
That's a tough call.
Personal foul.
Yeah.
That is the call.
He has to leave the game.
And that's a tough break.
That is tough.
Because Thomas has had a great game. He's been in on several key tackles for that Unicorn defense.
So if you're Coach Lepsy, do you go after that vacancy at this point? You have a fresh legs, but you have a new kid that's just now getting into the ball game. That would be Andrew Sadida, 5'11", 145 senior, coming in to replace Thomas.
We will see.
Yeah. They've been running the same play, roll out left, roll out right, and Perez has had the option of throwing to the first or second receiver, whoever's open.
Well, this is a big play. Here's Xavier Perez. Perez taking the snap, running right side. Has a man in the end zone. Pass. Is it caught? No indication. Apparently it's caught.
No.
They're saying no catch? How did he end up with a football? And an injured New Braunfels player. With 3:13 left to go in the field. From our vantage point, we couldn't tell. It looked like he reached around the defender and made the catch, but apparently he didn't.
It's the furthest part from where we're standing to be able to see that. But I want to comment, number 80, Luke Greenbond, a sophomore receiver, was wide open by the pylon, and Perez just didn't see it and was trying to go a little bit deeper to try to catch the try to catch him in the back of the end zone. It gets eerie quiet, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You mentioned Greenbond. He's been in on a couple of plays. I think was instrumental in a catch a little bit earlier in this drive.
Boy, he was wide open in the end zone, just wide open. Hopefully this isn't too bad.
Hopefully not. 3:13, as we mentioned. We already know one of our finals this evening was the Clemens Buffaloes over the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Yep.
I believe that was a final score of 19-13, and these Canyon Cougars have those Smithson Valley Rangers next Friday night.
That'll be at Ranger Stadium, right?
That'll be in Spring Branch, absolutely.
It looks like it'll be all right.
So a huge game. We're talking about the Rangers now 0-3 on the season, something we certainly haven't seen, like you said, maybe in decades. And they're going to want to bounce back. And
it's a must-win next week for them.
Absolutely. Here's the play. Here's the snap. Bettis looking end zone, looking for Callan far out of his reach. He's back defensively that time. That was Andrew Salceda.
Yep.
For New Braunfels.
They went after Salceda, who replaced Thomas from being ejected from the game. So they did go after the new kid on the block, so to speak. And he had his hands on it, but just couldn't bring it in the end zone for a touchdown.
3rd and 10. Single receiver either side for Xavier Bettis.
Man-to-man.
Here's the snap. Bettis looking end zone. Bettis puts it away and keeps it. He's running far side. Looking to try and turn it up. He gets inside the 5. He's going to be awful close to that first down. Not sure if he made it or not.
And unfortunately, while they're sitting there unpiling, the clock still keeps ticking.
Marcus Riley with a stop that time.
Yeah.
For New Braunfels. And yeah, that clock is ticking down now. 2.5, or correction, it stopped. with 2:32 left to go.
Yeah, they're about a yard short rolling, so the Cougars had to call timeout.
And therein lies the situation as we look at the timeout situation. New Braunfels with all three of theirs, and Cougars down to their last timeout. But this one they had to take. You absolutely got to roll the dice at this point.
Oh, absolutely. There's just no question about it. From our vantage point, though, I thought maybe he did have enough for the first down, and the referees, as they're trying to decipher, they should be calling, stopping the clock, but they didn't. Obviously, because from here we thought it was good enough to at least take a look at it, but they're a yard short, a good long yard short.
As I mentioned, I had the opportunity, had the honor to watch Xavier Pettis and these Canyon Cougars play last year. I saw him grow. I saw him mature.
Yeah.
And, you would think being down, as they were at one point in this game, they might have just decided to go fishing, but not so for these Cougars. 4th and 1. Play the game right now. Here's the give. Straight ahead, Culbert.
First down.
He got it. As they're trying to pile off here, and as the clock continues to run with 2:18, now it stops with 2:18.
That's a pile of humanity down there until they finally stop the clock and get the ball. Get up there, get set, and go.
Clock starts back up. Here's the give. Culbert, this time he's hitting the backfield. Penalty markers fly. I wonder if that might not have been a face mask.
I don't know, but
he went down really quick. Let's see what the call is.
Oh, chop block against the Cougars.
Ooh, that hurts.
That was the nose guard, Gio Marsh, 6'2", 275 junior. He just had great penetration in the backfield right as Culbert was about to get the handoff. He just smacked him right in the mouth.
That's what happened. Okay, that's why that action or that reaction looked as it did. I thought it might have been a face mask at that point because Culbert went down rather awkwardly.
Yeah.
All right, it is a 1st and goal now. Line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line. Pettis with two receivers left side, single receiver to the far side. Here's the snap. Here's Pettis rolling left. Pettis trying to buy some time. He's rolling. He'll be knocked out of bounds.
Well, they tried to go back to that same play, and he has an option of throwing to two receivers or keeping it, but the defensive pursuit caused Perez just to go eat it and go out of bounds with it.
Jace Diaz knocked him out of bounds for the Unicorns.
Right.
Second, they're going to say he lost a yard, actually. It looks like 2nd and goal from the 17, with now 1:46 left to go in tonight's ball game. Cougars break huddle. Two receivers far side. Single receiver near side. Now that's far. He's going in motion. Three receivers now on the far side of the field due to the motion. Pass incomplete. And that brings up a big 3rd and goal from the 17.
We've seen that a few times tonight where Farr just leads behind him. And even though, Perez, but Farr had his hands on it and maybe could have caught it, but it would have been a hard catch. But when you get your hands on the ball, a good receiver knows how to bring it in, and just hadn't been real clean on some of these passes tonight.
We're talking about Logan Anderson, the fullback. He is checked into the ball game right now. 3rd and goal from the 17. Single receivers either side. Now the shift. Here's Pettis looking straight downfield. Pass incomplete. As that was intended for his big target. I see what you mean about Alcorta. That's a big target.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to hit your tight end, and that was an opportunity. But you know what? It looked like the Unicorns are kind of expecting that too.
Well, here's the situation. 4th and goal. Line of scrimmage is the 17-yard line. Well, that was a good call. I mean, you see how tall he is compared to some of the Unicorn defenders.
If you would have caught that, there would have been nobody could bring him down as big as he is.
Here it comes, the ball game right here. 4th and goal from the 17. Xavier Pettis looking end zone, intended for Farr. Pass incomplete. Back defensively. That was Andrew Sauceda. And the Unicorns are going to take over on down.
I tell you what, that chop block penalty just killed him. Just killed him down there in that red zone. You're getting ready to punch it in on about the 2-yard line, and you get a 10-yard penalty. That's a killer. That's too bad.
That really did thwart that drive. Well, 93 seconds left to go in tonight's ball game. Cougars come of life here late the fourth quarter. They put 12 points on the scoreboard. It was 33-7 at one point.
John just going under the center. First time we've seen this tonight.
First time we've seen that tonight by either quarterback, as a matter of fact. Johns takes the snap, takes a knee. The Cougars can only stop the clock one more time, and I believe they just did, with 1.5 minutes left to go in tonight's ball game. Yeah. That is the call.
Well, it was a hard-fought ball game. I tell you what, this second half had a lot of intrigue in it because of the fact that I think you pointed out the Cougars didn't give up. And they could have pitched the tent and just said, you know what, oh, well,
that's it.
Maybe next year. But they didn't. They came fighting back, and Coach Lipsis could probably feel very good about the fighting character of this team.
Well, the Unicorns are going to pick up their first district win, and yet add another year. It was 4, now it will be 5 years in a row that the Unicorns have defeated the Cougars in the Wurstbowl.
They go to 2-2. And so will the Cougars. Yeah,
both teams at 2-2. And the 2-2 Cougars, as we mentioned, heading to Spring Branch, Texas next Friday night to take on the 0-3 due to one game getting canceled. The 0-3 Smithson Valley Rangers, and both teams are going to really be looking for a win next week.
Yeah, it is really odd for you to say that. 0-3.
It just, yeah.
When you say that, I go, you're not talking about Smithson Valley.
And the deal is, I guess I have to keep repeating it because it just doesn't seem real.
No.
So, it's kind of surreal there to think that. But, as we mentioned, still plenty of season left. We'll see how things shake out here in the next several weeks.
Well, I didn't see the exact final score, but it looked like Judson was just pounding Steele, and you just don't, picture Steele being, beat up like I think it was like 51-20 something. That was the last score I saw, and I could be totally wrong, but it was not even close.
That's amazing. I think the Judson Rockets are going to have a date against the Buffalo Bills next week, and we'll see who wins that one.
What brought that on?
I should. Poor Bills. I shouldn't be picking on them. I have a lot of friends who are Bills fans, and they're not very happy at this point of the season.
No,
but Judson is tough, mighty tough. Have been year in and year out.
Yeah, we got a final. Judson 58, Steele 21.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
Was close.
And that's against Steele. And Steele is certainly, always in the mix.
Yeah. East Central beat San Marcos 31-21.
Wow.
Yeah. Madison beat Churchill 49-17. Reagan 34, Johnson 28. That's a heck of a game.
Oh, that had to be a heck of a game.
Yeah.
And one more snap here, and we'll call it an evening. Here's the punt. Stevenson gets this off. McKay's going to pick it up, try to run with it, but not much doing there as goose eggs are on the clock. And that's tonight's ball game. Our final, the New Braunfels Unicorns 33, the Canyon Cougars 19. Been enjoying the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl right here on the Cougar Network. We'll be back to close things out here in just a moment.
Barnwood Builders reclaim and restore 18th and 19th century log homes. We do things the old way, and everything we do it with pride.
All new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
Once again, back with you live at Cougar Stadium here on the campus of Canyon High School in New Braunfels, Texas, where the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl is in the books. New Braunfels Unicorns with yet another win. They make it 5 in a row. The Cougars haven't won this contest since 2013, and they'll have to look for revenge, I guess, in 2019 there, Jeff Candy.
Well, it was a heck of a game. We had an hour delay with lightning delay, but you know what? That didn't, I think, deter what the outcome of this game was going to be, because I tell you, the New Braunfels High Unicorns came in and did what they like to do, and that's throw the football around. Trey Johns really had a great night tonight throwing the ball, and his whole team offensively looked like they were clicking on all cylinders. But give a lot of credit to the Canyon Cougars. They could have given up really easy because things didn't look good going in the third quarter, but they kept fighting back and it got themselves in a position where they at least had a chance. And so a lot of credit goes to the coaching staff and to those young men for never quitting on a game.
That's right. Joe Lepsis has those Canyon Cougars playing tough and believing in themselves. And I think that's one of the things he had mentioned in pregame and in early interviews we've had with him prior to this game, is that he's got that group believing in themselves. As we looked at the stands, plenty of esprit de corps down here with the Cougar faithful, and that goes a long way. That goes into what I guess A&M lore called the 12th man.
There you go.
And that's exactly what we saw out here this evening.
And you know, Roland, it's Lipson's first year here. He's trying to develop a culture and an attitude. And I tell you what, they look really good tonight. They just got outmanned. And you know what? He's developing a program. So you take it one step at a time. And first step is when the chips are down, how are you going to respond? Well, they responded pretty fairly. I think they responded really very well when they could have easily given up.
Absolutely. Well, once again, 33-19 your final here, the New Braunfels Unicorns over the Canyon Cougars. And we thank you so much for joining us for the 2018 Smokey Mo's Wurstbowl. Cougars move on next week. As we mentioned, they will visit Spring Branch, Texas for a date against the Smithson Valley Rangers, who once again are 0-3. The New Braunfels Unicorns on the road, or they will be at home rather, to take on the East Central Hornets next week as district play continues. So we welcome you to district play. Stay with us right here on the Cougar Network all season long to follow your Canyon Cougars through the season and beyond. So once again, for my partner Jeff Gandy, we got to do this again.
Let's do it again.
We got to do this
again. Yeah, this
was
fun.
Jeff Gandy, thank you so much.
Thank you,
and for all of our good friends here from Quick Productions, Bo and the gang, thank you so much. I'm Roland J. Reese. Till next time, God bless and so long, everybody.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank. The people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years, where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event too. Welcome to Texas 46.